As we were walking down the stairs, Aaron could see a squirrel from across the way and he goes, God, that's a fat squirrel. Morning, morning. I mean, it's true. They don't really have to go anywhere. They sleep in the trees around the building. I mean, I've seen their little, I forget what they're called, squirrel net.
Nest.
No, they have a specific name. It's sort of like, I think it's a squirrel den. Like I've seen them in the little tree outside our deck because it's an evergreen tree and they go up and down in that tree. So that's probably where they sleep, but they eat from her stuff. They don't have to forage. They still do. They still bury their nuts all over the place. I see them, but whenever they want to get some to eat, she's feeding them. I don't have to go very far.
There was one on our table as we were walking away.
Yeah, I know. And then there's the one that you saw that was running down towards the pool, or at least the weight room, probably because he realizes he's very, very fat. I need to get on the treadmill. Squirrel treadmill. They actually have those, and they're hilarious.
I have to see this.
Oh, it's not even a squirrel treadmill. It's a wheel. It's the typical thing you do with most rodents,
Yeah.
except for not squirrels. The furry snakes, weasels.
Ferrets?
Ferrets and weasels, those. It's that sort of, they're kind of, I'm gonna probably get comments to someone who owns a fucking ferret and says they're nothing like weasels. And I'm like, they are long furry snakes. They are furry snakes.
With legs.
With legs. And they're adorable, especially with like the ping pong. Anyways, I had an adventure last night. So we were at the gym. We had a very effective thing at the gym. Aaron was getting a little overloaded, but all I had to do was shrug. So I said, just go into the thing, get my jacket, come back and just wait outside.
Yeah.
Because it's quiet and the wind hadn't picked up yet.
Speak of the devil.
Exactly. So we drive home. Nothing really big about driving home. I mean, there's no accidents, no excess wind, nothing. And so I get out of the car and we had an incident with a car parked across two spots. It was there when we left, and I was like, well, Aaron, you can't call because you left your phone home on the charger. But, and I give him the permission, sort of, if it's still there when we get back in like a little over an hour, go to town. Because it was parked underneath, not just across two spots, but it was underneath, so it was obviously taking up someone's spot.
Yeah.
And I knew it was the car of one of those spots, but they shouldn't be parked across two. So I pull out my phone. Aaron's already talking to the people that are unloading their car. That's a completely different story. Maybe we can recap it here in a second. But I get a call. I have a missed call from Max and a text. And I'm like, oh, I have a missed call? Well, shit. I was driving home, so, I mean, it really only happened like 3 minutes prior. So it just didn't, or something. Anyways, so I'm like, oh, what did he text about? Did he text before? Did he text after? The first two words were help me. And I'm like, well, he did check in at Albany and he lives in Medford. He's stranded somewhere. Like, I immediately, just like, that's all I knew. It wasn't anything bad. I mean, it's technically bad. He has no way to get where he needs to go in a city that's like 3.5 hours away from where he lives. So, and there's like a tropical storm coming in and like a whole hell ton of wind. So it's not even great to stay outside of, anyways. So I wound up driving down to Salem, picking him up, driving him out to McMinnville, which I had no real idea where it was, but I later found out that that's where Linfield College is. And then I drove home. Didn't get home till like 11:15. And Aaron was already in bed. Good boy.
Yeah. While you were doing that, I totally just goofed off. I played the Stronghold Kingdoms and Hearthstone. Got a bunch of wins on...
What's the thing this week?
It's Randomonium, which is random cards with every turn randomized cost.
All right. So yeah. Well, it looks like we have time to explain about the Indian couple that parked across two spots. They were backed in across two spots with their front end in their spot. I thought, well, something may have been wrong. Maybe they tried to back their car out and it broke down, so they pushed it back into the spot, but it was already angled. And they could have...
Their emergency blinkers were on.
And their emergency blinkers were on. When we came back, they were dealing with the car and their emergency blinkers were off. So I was like, Aaron, go to town. So apparently what he did, because I ate dinner before I left to go get Max, so Aaron was able to explain to me what happened. But he can do it here because he'll have a little smile, I think, when describing it.
Not really a smile. So I walked up to him and asked if everything was okay, if they needed any help. Oh no, we're fine. We were having trouble getting the car loaded. Oh, yeah, it's raining. It was raining, so we thought it'd be okay since this is our spot. Do you have both spots? No, just one. But we thought it'd be okay because it's raining. It's Portland. It does that here. Yeah, but it was raining, so we thought it would be okay. At the end of it, they were basically just repeating that, and they said, we'll move the car right away. We'll move the car in 5 minutes. I didn't check on them because I didn't have enough.
They were gone by the time I went out, which was like 20 minutes later.
But it was like, it was raining, so we thought it would be okay. Who thinks that?
People that just don't, like that guy who ran in front of the train after it rang its bell. Literally, I just was like looking out of the corner of my eye, and it's the dude in the back with the red. Like, it rang its bell, and then he jumped across in front of it.
Yeah.
Who does that sort of thing? That guy? He just did it because he's, oh shit, I need to get across, and he just, I mean,
I call that squirrel syndrome.
that's squirrel syndrome, getting froggy in a way. You just sort of like jump and you panic. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have never, even when that parking spot was next to us was empty, and I knew it was empty, and it was empty for like a year. I never parked diagonal so that I could open up the doors and the trunk to unload stuff in the dry. What I did is I took advantage of maybe getting into the bottom of the stairs and backing up into that.
Yeah.
But even that's not a big deal because we don't even park that far away from the stairs. But that's the thing is,
I don't say it often enough, but I love our parking spot.
that's why I asked. I'm like, we need a parking spot. Is that one open? Yes, it is. We want that one. Like, we looked at the spots that were open. Like, is this one open? Just in case their marking thing could have been different. But they're like, oh yeah, that one's open. We want that one. And there's literally the closest spot to our door that's a reservable spot.
Yeah.
Oh, now they're getting bikes to go to Nike across the acre or more. 2 acres. I actually don't know how big that is.
And who knows, they could be headed to a farther part of Nike.
They could be headed to the north side. We'll give them that.
But yeah, seeing you stopped at the top of the stairs talking on your phone, or holding your phone to your ear, kind of panicked me.
Right, because the thing is I know, just like Max and like, I wasn't sure because the phones now have Wi-Fi calling, and I didn't want to like, you know,
Switch towers, basically.
I didn't want to switch towers while I was in the middle of calling. I figured it would hold on to the signal pretty well and jump it over because whatnot, but I didn't want to do it while I was in the middle of calling. I love how we are trained to look both ways before crossing tracks. That guy literally got to the end and checked to see if there was a train coming, and I'm like, you kind of know.
Yeah.
Like, right after your train leaves, it's really hard. I've brought this up in the vlog. It's really hard for me to not check that way. I'm like, I'm like, it's almost like I have something wanting to make me go, okay, there's no train coming, even though I literally just like was standing there while the train was like passing in front of me.
Yeah.
But the camera's getting real wet.
So yeah. Nothing else. It's Thursday, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Trust me, my whole week's screwed up. But anyways, chat with you guys all later.